The release of Sword and Shield Astral Radiance made for lots of possibilities for new decks to build for the current format, but when the next Pokemon set releases, rotation will follow close on its heels. That means lots of staples for the standard format are going to vanish. Cards like Quick Ball, Zacian V, Eldegoss V, Crobat V, lots of your favorite cards to use in your decks right now might not be available when rotation happens. So today we're going to look at some of those staples that are going to be going away with rotation, as well as a few decks that might be good ones to invest in with rotation in mind. So if you're excited, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below, and let's get started. So I'm here in the collection, and as you can see, I have filtered by Pokemon V. That's what we're going to look at first, some of those big Pokemon V that are going to be going away with rotation. So to narrow it down and look at the cards that are going to be going away, we're going to click Shining Fates, Vivid Voltage, Champion's Path, Darkness Ablaze, Rebel Clash, and Sword and Shield, and we don't need to worry about the promos. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So Bolton V is one of the first ones that comes up, and Bolton V is Electrify attack. It causes lots of good support for electric type Pokemon. Obviously we have seen electric type Pokemon kind of go down, but they are slowly starting to rise up again with the rise of Palkia V-Star, but unfortunately Bolton V isn't going to be making a comeback. Everybody's favorite Charizard, here's a big one, Crobat V. Yeah, this man, he's not going to be coming back unless he gets another reprint in the next set after Astral Radiance, which I doubt. Crobat V here with his Dark Asset ability is staple in a lot of decks. A lot of decks just run one copy of Crobat V, but he is not going to be coming back as far as we know right now. So we'll see what goes on with Crobat V, if trainers can find a card to replace him, or if he'll just be one of those irreplaceable cards. Usually we should see another one of those, like we saw Dedenne. When Dedenne rotated out, Crobat kind of came in and filled in for him. So I predict that we're going to see another Pokemon that comes in and kind of replaces Crobat. Now we've got Eldegoss, not being used as much as it used to, but Eldegoss V here with the Happy Match ability allows you to retrieve a supporter card from the discard pile. Still being used somewhat, and it was very big card for a while. And Eldegoss V, as far as we know, as of the moment of recording, Eldegoss V not going to be coming back after rotation, which is definitely a bummer. Eternatus VMAX, a big card that was big for a long time and is still getting some play right now before rotation kicks in, but Eternatus VMAX will not be coming back, unfortunately. Although I know a lot of people did not like Eternatus VMAX, so depending on your opinion, you might actually be rather happy about Eternatus leaving the format. So let's keep looking here. We got Pikachu VMAX, that's not going to be coming back. Let's see who else here is going to be vanishing after rotation. If you see some of these cards that I'm scrolling through, let me know down in the comments which cards you are happy or maybe disappointed to see leave the standard format. So here's some big ones in the back here. Metal type support. That's going to be a big factor of the standard format that's going to be leaving the current standard format once rotation happens. Zacian V and Zamazenta V, as well as Metal Saucer, actually are going to be leaving the format because they do have that little D in the bottom left corner. So Zacian V, a big attacker for metal type decks, especially with that Intrepid Sword, can also be used as a tech card in some decks, same as Zamazenta can be used as a tech card and a great card for any metal type deck, but those two not going to be coming back. So that's about it for the Pokemon V and V Max, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things shake out, especially for the metal type Pokemon. I doubt that we're going to see metal type Pokemon have a presence in the format unless we get some good energy acceleration cards for them, but as right now it's not looking good for metal type Pokemon after the 2022 rotation. Alright, so now we're going to look at some of those Pokemon from those first 4 sets from the Sword and Shield series that have abilities. There should be a few in here that are certainly going to change up the game once they leave the format. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Here's one, Chinchino. So fortunately, we do have Liepard now from Brilliant Stars, which is essentially the same as Chinchino. It's just a little different in terms of HP and the attack. But Chinchino, that is a card that's very useful, and depending on what deck you're playing, it could cause a problem if Chinchino is a big card in your deck. But Chinchino will be leaving, unfortunately. Here's one, Decidueye. That's still a card that's getting a little bit of play in the standard format. preventing all damage done from Pokemon V and GX, but we do have Miltank now, so that's kind of a good replacement for Decidueye, and in my opinion, Miltank is a lot better than Decidueye. Oh, here we go. Drizzile. I know, a lot of people I feel like have forgotten about Drizzile rotating out with the 2022 standard format rotation. You can still play Inteleon from Chilling Reign, but you will not be able to play Shady Dealings Drizzile or Shady Dealings Inteleon. So that's going to be a hard hit for a lot of decks, the Inteleon engine being a big part of a lot of decks in the standard format. But once Drizzile and Shady Dealings Inteleon rotate out, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, especially because Shady Dealings Inteleon is getting even more play because players are starting to take advantage of its attack as well. But those two Pokemon are going to be rotating out. Here's another water type Frostmoth. I know we do have cards like Palkia V-Star and Melanie to accelerate water energy, but Frostmoth has always been a reliable water acceleration card from the very beginning, but you're going to have to say goodbye to that one. Sorry for any Frostmoth fans. So this Galarian Obstagoon, not as much play as it used to have, but Galarian Obstagoon here is going to be rotating out, so if you were never a fan of Obstruct, you're in luck with the 2022 standard rotation. Oh, here's some more metal support with Galarian Berserker. That's going to go away, so like I said, metal getting hit hard. A fan favorite, Galarian Zigzagoon with that handy Headbutt Tantrum ability. If you're playing Hisuian Samurai V-Star, might want to start using Inteleon. Here's Inteleon, not this Inteleon, the one from Chilling Reign, but because Galarian Zigzagoon is not going to be around after the 2022 rotation. Oranguru, a very useful card, but not going to be sticking around for long. Got Rillaboom, some nice grass acceleration. Ooh, Snorlax from Vivid Voltage. He's very useful in these single price Pokemon decks, but not going to be sticking around. We do have those evolution cards and more metal type support that's going to be vanishing. So those are the Pokemon with abilities. Now let's hop over onto the trainer cards. Alright, so trainer cards. We're getting hit hard right off the bat. Air Balloon. Air Balloon, everybody. Air Balloon. The famous red balloon that's been here since Sword and Shield base set. Very, very, very useful tool card. It's going to be going away, so you're going to have to find another way to move your Pokemon in and out of the active position. Obviously, we do have Switching Cart now, which is definitely getting a bit of play. We do have Boss's Orders here, but don't worry, this Boss's Orders will be going away, but you will be able to use the Cyrus Boss's Orders from Brilliant Stars. That does have an F, I believe, down in the bottom left corner, so you can still use Cyrus. Not sure if we're going to get a reprint of Crushing Hammer in the next set after Astral Radiance. If we don't, Crushing Hammer will be leaving the format Evo Incense. I really hope that we get another card like Evo Incense or a reprint of Evo Incense, just because I feel like it's added so much to the game. You know, back in the Sun and Moon era when tag teams were a big card, it just really quickened the game pace, because all those tag teams were just super strong and they were all basic Pokemon, so you could just lay them down right on the field. And now since Pokemon V-Star and Pokemon VMAX are the main cards and we have all these good single price options, I feel like Evolution Incense is a really good card and it adds a lot to the current format. So I'd be really bummed to see Evolution Incense go away. Hopefully Pokemon reprints it or brings us another card that's very similar, but I would just be not happy if Evolution Incense went away. It's just such a great card. We have Marnie. That's going to be going away, which is a real bummer. Marnie is such a great card, but I mean, if you don't like getting Marnied and you prefer to not have the risk of being Marnied and you'd rather, you know, you just don't like Marnie as a card, well, you're in luck, but I know the majority of people probably like it. We do have Roxanne now, so Roxanne is kind of like a late game Marnie that you can only use when your opponent has 3 or less prize cards remaining, so we'll see if Roxanne kind of takes the place, but in my opinion, you know, not nearly as good. We'll see. I can't remember if Judge is still going to be around after the rotation, so that's very similar to Marnie if you would like to play that. Instead, Ordinary Rod, kind of a staple in a lot of single price Pokemon decks. Just very useful for bringing back Pokemon and energy from the deck. That would be a bummer to see that one go away. See what else we got. Professor's Research, don't worry, Professor's Research is sticking around. Got a reprint of that. Oh wow. Yeah, that's the new Juniper collection. I haven't seen that one online before. That looks really cool. Okay, Quick Ball. Guys, What are we gonna do about basic Pokemon when Quick Ball is going away? I really don't know what I'm gonna use in my decks to replace Quick Ball. It's just such a great card. Discarding a card, searching for a basic Pokemon. It's very, very good in any deck, but I don't know what we're gonna do to replace it. Right now I'm thinking Level Ball, Battle VIP Pass, supporter cards like Gloria, just stuff to search out lots of basic Pokemon, but nothing's ever going to be as good as Quick Ball. There was a reprint in Fusion Strike, but it still had the little D down in the corner, so yeah, no Quick Ball coming back. Hopefully we get a reprint of Rare Candy. I doubt that the Pokemon Company would leave the standard format without Rare Candy, but you never know. The Pokemon Company is full of surprises. Scoop Up Net. I feel like Scoop Up Net's not getting played as much as it used to, but that one's going to be leaving the format. Switch, don't make another Switch. There's no way the Pokemon Company would leave the format without Switch. I mean, you do have Switching Cart now, but Switch is just such a staple, you can't leave the format without that. And that's about going to do it for the trainer cards as far as supporters, stadiums, tools, item cards go. I think the biggest ones for me are definitely going to be Marnie, Quick Ball, and Air Balloon. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but let's go ahead and finish out looking at the cards that are going to be going away with the energy. So we do have Aurora Energy, which will most likely be going away. Maybe we'll get another sort of Rainbow Energy, but as of right now, Aurora Energy kind of going away. I feel like Aurora Energy isn't nearly as big as it used to be. It's not as good in a lot of decks, so I don't think it's a super big deal that Aurora Energy is going away. Capture Energy, this has been getting a lot of play recently. It was out in Rumble Clash, but nobody really started playing it till around maybe the Battle Styles era. I guess when it started to get some more traction. But Capture Energy is going to be going away. See, because this is another good card that's very similar to Quick Ball and would be much more used if Quick Ball wasn't in the standard format. But since Capture Energy and Quick Ball are both going to go away, you're going to have a lot of problems finding your basic Pokemon. For Lightning type Pokemon, Speed Energy has always been very helpful, but no more of that. Twin Energy. Yeah, I think we're going to see Twin Energy go away, and I don't think we're going to see it come back because we have Double Turbo Energy now, which I think is kind of the replacement. So, yeah, no more Twin Energy, and that's about it for Special Energy. Obviously, Basic Energy isn't going to rotate out, so let's go ahead and talk about some decks that are good to invest in with the rotation in mind. The first one that comes to mind for me is definitely Origin Form Palkia V-Star. So it's a very expensive deck, but it's definitely one that would be a good investment, you know, assuming we don't get any crazy lightning type support in the next set. You never know, that's a risk you have to take. But Origin Form Palkia V-Star, obviously it's very good. I feel like a good reason to invest in it is because there's so many good water type cards that you can use to support your water type deck. Like we talked about Inteleon with Shady Dealings and Drizzile with Shady Dealings rotating out, but you still have Melanie, you got Irida, you have Origin Form Palkia V-Star, which is basically an attacker and energy accelerator all by itself. So I mean, I think Origin Form Palkia V-Star would be a good deck to invest in right now. One thing to keep in mind, I was thinking about Mighty Anna is a big card right now, and that kind of feeds off of Pokemon VMAX, and since they're not really making as many Pokemon VMAX now, they're doing more of those Pokemon V-Star, and since most Pokemon VMAX were made in those first 4 Sword and Shield sets, and those are all rotating out, there are not going to be very many Pokemon VMAX left in the format, so be careful about that when you're investing in a deck if you are going to build something like Mighty Anna. Just remember that Pokemon VMAX, they're probably not going to be as present as they used to be as Pokemon V-Stars sort of take over the metagame. So that's about it I got on rotation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. If you watched all the way to the end, a special thank you to you. I appreciate your support so much, and watching the video all the way through is super helpful for the channel. Make sure to stay tuned to my channel for new content on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.